Listen, I don't want to bring up any PTSD for you, Jim.
Okay.
I don't want you to think of the car journeys that you used to make, but I thought with Impact Wrestling celebrating 20 years, you were there in the kind of what people call the glory days of the kind of mid to late 2000s.
Yeah, there's a commentary right there that I was thinking, holy shit, how are we staying on the air back then? And now they look at it as the glory days.
Are you surprised that they've stuck around? I mean, sometimes I like to call them the Michael Myers of pro wrestling.
The zombie promotion. I mean, again, are we ever surprised anymore? They've been playing dodgeball for their entire existence. And it's amazing. And, quite honestly, at the start, what Jeff and Jerry Jarrett originally planned, the weekly pay-per-view, it wasn't going to work. And they fell for some people that, gave them bad information. That whole story's been written. Suddenly they figure out that their publicist her father is a multi-millionaire owner of an energy company. And because of his little flower was interested, he buys it and funds it for what was that? More than 10 years, maybe. I can't remember their timeline. And during that time, she was taken advantage of by every, faction that came through basically after. Jeff Jarrett had a vision. And if she had furnished the money and left him alone, I believe that the success that they were having in 07, 08, that it was starting to build and actually for once all made a small profit, but she had to be the boss and be seen. She used to go out with the fans and take pictures holding the title belt before the Impact tapings. And one time she called ahead on the plane because the plane was late. She called ahead and said, make sure the makeup chair is empty so I can get my makeup on and go out and take the pictures with the fans. But anyway, after Jeff was removed from the picture, and also she's the one, in hindsight, I blame Jeff for a long time. She was the one that brought Russo into the equation. That held him back that whole time. 07, 08, 09, they had a chance there. Shit stain, pretty much shot that to hell. Then she falls for Hulk Hogan and Bischoff. And I think that was the death blow pretty much, because they failed at everything. They failed at going, head up Monday nights. They failed at going on the road. Spike was giving them money to help pay for the talent. And they fucked that up because no matter what talent they got, they never increased the ratings or got any bigger because the creative was holding it back. And then finally, Mama and Dad said, Dixie, sorry, you've overspent your allowance. And they played dodgeball, and Billy Corgan put money in. And we've heard the stories where they were almost ready to close and they were trying to find an investor for this TV taping. But then finally, not only did they get, what's the company in Anthem, to buy the company, but then they got them to buy a fucking TV network to put the show on because they couldn't get the show on any other network. I'm like, what the fuck? How did this just falls in their lap? So, I mean, bless them, and I'm glad everybody's happy, but the ownership of Impact Wrestling bought a television network to put on a show that has less than half of the viewers as I have my weekly fucking podcast listeners. So I'm not sure where some wrestlers will get a, mid-level job, but I'm not sure where the fucking blue sky is on that deal, as they say.
My favorite Dixie Carter memory was when Hulk Hogan convinced her on his way out that the best idea would be for her to grab him by the leg and have him drag her along the ramp on the way out.
He's good. He's good. And maybe he's a hypnotist. He got Dr. Jerry Graham's hypnosis gimmick he used to do in the 50s.
Vince a team of psychiatrists could spend a career working on Vince McMahon, and in the end, Vince would still be Vince, and the psychiatrist would be in a rubber room at the Puzzle Factory.